Hello everyone, and good morning because it's another reaction today. We are gonna be reacting some We Deleted You, the animatics. Animatic. What? But it's a full series, but we're not gonna do all of the whole story because because I don't wanna do that. But it's time to it's time to go to for it's time to look for Kyle's first because we're on Kyle's trilogy part ones first. But we're gonna watch the whole Kyle trilogy part one. Alright, we deleted you, the animatics, the full version, reaction, part one, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Oh, these are the merch. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm deaf. Don't shoot yourself and die. Haters are. Bro, that's scary. Okay, that was a good intro, but this may get a copyrighted, so let's keep going. Oh, there we go. We deleted you. Oh, I remember this map. Yes. This is like a that's Friday Night. That's a Friday Night Funkin' me map. Oh, I remembered this when I played Friday Night Funkin' me. Somehow you could see that there's a hospital like on Ella's face too. But still, I didn't know him. But I just want to learn about We Deleted You, the animatics. Like I just want to learn like what happened because this is the story. Alright, let's continue. Sorry for keeping you waiting. Alright, buy the mask, Chris. He's the one who made Friday Night Funkin'. Yeah, after I play Friday Night Funkin' Ella, this is where I'm going to learn about this one. Kyle's trilogy. I get it. Okay, yes, let's go. Alright, here we go.
2006, the year that the 7th generation of game consoles released.
I love that voice.
Some may think that 2006 was the best year of gaming, but to me, it only exists as a painful memory, one that will just not go away. I got a Nintendo Wii for my 7th birthday on November 28th, 2006.
Nice.
About 9 days after the Wii launched. I still remember the moment when my dad gave me the present,
Aww.
and then I quickly ripped it open. Wow! A Wii! Thanks, Dad! I said in happiness.
Bro, I love this guy.
After that, my dad had a bit of work to do, and I begged him to help me set it up. And when he was finally done, he helped me set up the Wii in the living room.
Oh.
What surprised me about the Wii is the controller,
Yes.
as it reminded me.
I've used this Wii. Oh yeah, but my Wii U is kind of glitchy. My Wii U is glitchy, and I don't think I can.
More of a
play Wii
TV
U.
remote. After my dad set it up, he left me the play. And I was going to play Wii Sports, which was the Wii's pack-in game, but something else caught my eye.
It's
The Me channel.
Yes.
So
it's
I
a Me
decided to
channel.
open that up instead.
Yeah, we need a Me
But
too.
when I got to the Me channel, there was a single Me there. I clicked on him and found out that the Me's name was
I don't know. It's
Edeled.
Edeled.
The name Edeled didn't make any sense to me until
Yeah.
I looked closely into the letters
It's backwards. It's
and found that it was
delete.
backwards for
Delete.
delete.
Delete him.
I took a good look
No.
at Edeled.
Actually,
He was bald,
no,
with a
don't
big smiling
delete.
mouth, giant eyes,
Please.
and a small nose.
Up and
He started to creep me out a bit, so I decided to delete him.
Wait, what?
I then decided to make a me version out of me. So I
deleted
clicked the
him.
button to make a new me. and I
Are
named
you
my new
serious
me
right now? What?
Kyle, because that was my name,
Oh, he's making his own character?
Kyle.
My
But then when I got back to the
goodness.
plaza area, Edward was back,
Oh, yeah,
with
this
the
is what
same
happens if you
creepy
delete
look.
me.
So I deleted him the
Okay, Kyle's kind of weird.
first chance I got.
It keeps deleting me. Don't delete me.
I was still kind of creeped out, but I just decided to forget about it and just play some Wii Sports.
Yeah.
I liked Wii Sports. It was a compilation of 5 sports, and these 5 sports were tennis, baseball, bowling, golf, and boxing.
Yeah.
I decided to play bowling since it was my favorite sport. My Mii was in a bowling alley with
I haven't
many
played
other
this
Miis,
game
and occasionally
Wii Sport. Have
I'd
I?
see the Mii in the lane next to mine do their throw. But about halfway through the game, I saw a Mii, a bald Mii to be more specific, walk up to the lane next to mine. He threw the ball and got a strike. The Mii then turned around to celebrate.
Yo!
But
Ah,
then I
it's
saw the Mii's
Edward!
face. It looked exactly
Edward.
like Edeled's face.
Yep, that's Ella's face.
I thought I deleted him.
You did.
I guess I'll just have to delete him again. So I quit Wii Sports
No, you-
and went back
You're
to the
not
Mii channel.
allowed to delete.
But before I could delete Edeled, something weird happened. Edeled actually started speaking.
Yep.
His voice was incredibly low pitched and distorted.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to delete me?
After Edeled said this,
What was that?
I spoke
Okay.
out. What do you mean? I asked in fright.
What do you mean? You
What was I
deleted
thinking
it.
when I said that?
That's not okay.
Of course Edeled wouldn't hear me, but to my surprise, he did.
Are you kidding me? You know what I mean.
Edeled said with annoyance.
Yeah.
I just don't want you in my Mii channel. You're creepy, and you're just creeping me out. I'm sorry.
Oh really? Miis have feelings too, you know. How would you feel if I deleted you?
Edeled yelled.
What?
The screen then cut to static for about
Why
5
would you
seconds
get feelings?
until it cut back to the Mii channel with a close-up of Edeled's face.
Oh!
Edeled's
Oh my
pupils were
God.
huge, and he had a very angry expression. And as every second passed, Edeled's expression became angrier and angrier. I pressed the home button and ran to my dad. He was on the phone, so I waited for him to finish. Dad, there's something wrong with my Wii, I said in a scared voice. I led my dad to the living room and turned off the home menu, and surprisingly, it looked normal. What? He was right there, Dad! He was right there! I yelled with
You
confidence.
should have took a photo.
Kyle, maybe you're just playing a bit too much. I think you should go take a break. My dad recommended. So I did. I opened up the home menu again and took a 15-minute break. But as I left the living room, I could have sworn that I heard my dad say to himself, "Oh God." But after 15 minutes, I came back to the Wii and turned off the home menu. And an animation played of my Mii being deleted.
Wait,
Then a dialogue box appeared saying,
goodbye, Kyle.
"Goodbye, Kyle." And then the Mii channel automatically turned off and went back to the Wii menu.
Whoa.
I tried to get back into the Mii channel, but every time I did, a dialogue box would appear saying, "We deleted you," and it would take me back to the Wii menu. I soon realized that
Oh my god.
Edeled had somehow deleted me in a way so that I couldn't make any more Miis. So that meant, no matter what game I played, I always had to play as Edeled.
Oh my god. Oh no, not the ad. Not today. Sorry about that, cause there's so many ads everywhere. Alright, we're in ow. Okay, ow. I know it hurts me.
December 5th,
Part 2.
2006. I was sitting in my bedroom. I was bored, and yet still in shock after what happened a week ago with Edeled. Christmas was coming, and I was tired of playing as Edeled in all the games I played. I actually managed to find out about the guest players, but whenever I tried to play as them, they would just reload as Edeled. I tried asking my dad for a new Wii so I can start over, but he doesn't acknowledge Edeled's existence, and doesn't believe me about the whole fiasco. But anyway, I heard the doorbell ring. I ran to the window and saw my best friend Nathan waiting outside the door.
Ah, Nathan!
I ran to the door and let him
I
in.
heard you before.
"Hey Kyle," he said happily. "Hey," I replied. We talked for a bit as we went upstairs, and just as I thought, he found the Wii. "Whoa, dude, you have a Wii?" Nathan said with excitement.
Yeah, he does.
"Why didn't you tell me?" he continued. "Well, Nathan, you see, before I could finish, Nathan grabbed the Wii remote and said, 'It's fine, dude. Let's play,' as he gave me a Wii remote.
Alright, then.
I reluctantly turned the Wii on, and I took a glance at Nathan's face, and he was clearly very excited.
Yeah, he does.
The Wii menu came on screen, and I became nervous when Nathan pointed the Wii remote to the Me channel. "Hey, Kyle, is that the Me channel?"
Yeah,
"I
that's
heard
the
it's
Me
really
channel.
cool," Nathan asked. Yeah, it's really cool," I stuttered. Nathan
Yeah,
clicked
I'd
on the
rather
Me
this
channel, and I tried my
like
best to
turn
think up
off.
of an excuse to not go on the Me channel. But before I could come up with one, Nathan pressed start.
Okay.
What was weird was that I expected the dialogue box saying, "We deleted you" to
yes.
appear, but to my surprise, it actually led us into the Me channel.
Yeah.
But when we got into the Me channel, it was very, very glitchy. Textures were in the wrong places, and the music was very, very low quality.
So much.
I looked at Nathan, and needless to say, his excitement was replaced by pure confusion. He looked back at me. Kyle? Do you know what's happening here?" he asked.
I don't know.
Before I could start explaining, I heard a very loud grinding noise.
Oh,
We turned back to the
noise.
TV and saw Edeled standing in the middle of the Me channel. My eyes widened in
yeah,
fear.
He was glitchy.
Edeled just stood there for a while though, just staring at us. Edeled looked at me again. Kyle, what's going on here?" he said as I looked.
Adelaide, you know what's happening. Well, I use me as Nintendo Switch, and I always play Metopia, but I don't know how to record. I don't know how to record Nintendo Switch. Okay, like it's not my problem. I can only record as the computer. Okay.
Back at him. "I have to close the Me channel," I replied. I pointed the Wii remote at the exit button at the top left of the screen, which its textures were all mixed up. Come on, come on, come on," I repeated to myself as I repeatedly clicked on the exit button. But the dialogue box to choose if you wanted to leave wasn't coming up,
Uh-oh.
and at this point I was starting to panic. So did Nathan. While I was desperately trying to close the Me channel, Edeled started speaking.
"Hello, Kyle.
"Kyle, what's going on?" Nathan asked me frightfully.
Okay.
"Just calm down, sit down, and I'll explain it to you later. Just let me handle it, okay?" Nathan sat down on the couch, and just when he did, Edeled spoke out again.
Didn't you know that your me is coming to visit?
"What are you talking about?" I asked.
The me you created. He should be here at any moment."
Oh,
Immediately
Kyle.
after Edeled said
His
that,
own character.
my me came. He fell from the top of the screen and landed on the ground of the Me channel,
Okay.
and Edeled disappeared.
Oh,
I was happy to see my me again, but when he got up, I was shocked. He looked extremely pale, and he was covered in blood and stains, and he was wobbling, as if he was struggling to keep his
how
balance.
could it be?
And I could have
How
sworn
is there a blood?
that I heard my me whisper, "Help me."
Help me. Okay. What part are we on? We're still in this.
I backed away from the screen, and Nathan was literally shivering. I made another attempt to close the Me channel, and Edeled appeared.
Leaving so soon, Kyle? You haven't even got to see me up close yet.
Edeled said in a sinister tone. The camera then zoomed in onto my Me, and when it was fully zoomed in, I saw my Me crying as he was struggling to stand. I felt bad for him,
Yeah, I feel bad for
but after a
this-
couple seconds, Edeled walked on screen with an axe.
Oh, an axe.
He walked over to my Me and pushed him over. My Me fell on the ground and cried even more. Edeled put his foot on my Me to restrain him. You get away from him! I yelled.
Oh god.
Edeled looked at me and said,
Well, I'll get away from him once he's dealt with.
Oh my
Edeled
god.
said as he looked back at my Me, who was crying and out of breath from squirming. Edeled raised his axe and swung it at my Me's legs, chopping them off. And while there was no blood, I did see red stains in the areas in which Edeled chopped off my Me's legs.
That's gonna hurt
But I
a
could
lot.
still tell that my Me was still in intense pain. And he was squirming for dear life.
He want Kyle to die.
Edeled then raised his axe again and paused for a moment. I looked back at Nathan, and I will never forget the fear I saw on his face. Every inch of fear was visible on Nathan's face.
Oh no.
I never saw him so horrified. I eventually told him to go to my room so that he wouldn't have to see anything that would happen next. He nodded his head and ran to my bedroom and shut the door.
Oh, he nodded. He nodded. Okay.
I turned back to the TV, and Edeled swung the axe at my Me's neck, decapitating him.
Oh.
And there was still no blood.
Dead.
However, I still did see red stains on my Me's neck and head. I was done at this point. I ran to the Wii and repeatedly pressed the power button, but it didn't work. I tried again and again and again, until I saw the screen go to static. But as time went by, I saw my Mii's decapitated head slowly fade into the screen. Immediately, I went back to trying to shut off the Wii. But I still couldn't shut off the Wii by using the power button. So, I unplugged the Wii. I took the Wii remotes, and cords and ran to my room. I swung the door open and threw the Wii into the closet. I looked at Nathan, who was sitting on my bed and still in shock after everything that has happened today. Is it over? Nathan asked quietly.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, it's over, I replied while breathing heavily. I think you should go home, Nathan, I continued. Alright. See you later, Nathan replied as he left the room. After Nathan left, I went back to the living room to see the static is still on the TV. But after a couple seconds, the static was replaced with a black background with white text saying, "This is not over."
Oh my god.
And then the TV turned off.
Ella wants to. Okay, Ella wants revenge.
Grab your spoons.
I hate this ad so much. Did something happen for this video? Oh, I think maybe it got copyrighted or something.
The
Yeah.
year is 2013. I've just turned 14, and I'm enjoying playing the Wii U that I got for my birthday. But whenever I hear the
Nice.
word Wii, I think of that me that traumatized my childhood all those years ago. I got a Wii in 2010 with some allowance money, and luckily that me didn't appear on it. I had fun with that Wii, but whenever I picked up the Wii remote, I felt scared. Scared that the me would appear once again. You know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Edeled. One day, while in bed watching Netflix on my Wii U, I I remembered that message on the TV screen back in December of 2006. I remember that day vividly. The message was, "This is not over." But it's been 7 years and nothing's happened. As the movie I was watching ended, I asked myself a question that I was surprised I didn't ask myself sooner. Is Edeled sentient? No, he can't be. He's just some stupid AI. But what sick being would program an AI to do what Edeled has done? I turned my head to face my closet, with the old Wii still in there. I never touched it again after what happened all those years ago, so I just sort of left it there. I wanted to know if Edeled was some virus that somehow got into the Wii. I do have a bit of technical knowledge, and I thought I could put the Wii's SD card into my laptop to access the system files. I slowly walked to the closet and carefully picked up the Wii. I took out the SD card and brought out my laptop. I plugged in my USB SD card reader and then put my SD card into it.
Okay, I want to do that, but I don't want to.
Here it goes, I whispered as I took a deep breath.
Alright.
After I inserted it, I opened the File Explorer and clicked on the SD card and gained access to the Wii system files. There were files like game data, system memory, and lots more. I clicked on system memory, and one result came.
Oh my god. Okay, I'd rather bring Jackie to my room because look at you. Ow! Jackie, you. Okay. Just what, Jackie? What happened? All right. So, oh my god. Calm down, Jackie. Okay. All right. Alright, let's continue watching this.
Up, and it read edeledmechannel.wad. I really didn't think that I'd be able to find something related to Edeled so quickly.
Yeah.
I was kind of hesitant to click on it at first. However, I just remembered that I had a part-time job working for my local grocery store. So if anything happened, I can just save up and buy a new one. I clicked on the file and the screen went black.
Alright. Oh.
It was black for about 10 seconds, and then I was greeted to a simulated Wii menu. It was really messed up though. It was dark and all the music was low quality. And I'd occasionally hear loud screeching noises, and the icons on the Wii menu would occasionally cut to static for about a split second.
Uh-oh. That's not good. Well, the main channel is okay, though. But Ella is still.
The hand icon, though, which I controlled using my mouse, was just Edeled's face. I just stared at the screen for a while. I wanted to leave, but I also wanted to find out the mystery of this me that traumatized me as a child.
Yeah.
So I continued. I clicked on the Me channel and pressed start, and I was taken to the Me channel. It was just a black screen with all of the icons on the side, but nothing else. Edeled then appeared on screen.
Oh god.
Oh, you came back.
Yeah, I did, I said.
I always thought that you'd eventually come back.
Edeled replied.
Delete me.
What? Why? I questioned.
I need to show you something.
Edeled replied. Okay, I said with confusion. I picked up Edeled and dragged him to the delete icon. I was given the choice to delete Edeled, and I breathed heavily as I chose to delete him. I was taken back to my desktop. I was confused, but then I noticed something was added to my desktop. A file named deleted.mp4. I was nervous. I didn't want to click it, but if I was gonna find this me's origin, I had to continue. I clicked the file, and a video opened. It was static for a while, but then it cut to a hallway with hospital beds lined up next to one another. Each bed had a me laying down on it, hooked up to life support machines. and you can clearly hear the beeping sounds of the machines. But most disturbingly, you can hear the moans and cries of the Miis laying on the beds. The camera moved through the hallway slowly, and it stopped and turned to one of the beds. A pale Mii was laying down on it. Then after a while, the Mii flatlined. The strange thing is that the Miis in this video can make different expressions, like being sad or angry. There were also Miis who were making expressions that weren't even possible for a Mii to make. I saw some that were full-blown crying. The screen then cut to static for a while. A long while, actually. The static was on screen for about a minute. Then the screen then cut to Edeled, laying in one of the beds, with life support machines hooked up all over him. I was shocked when I saw this, because Edeled wasn't making his normal creepy expression, but instead he was making a very sad expression, although his eyes and mouth remained the same size as before. But then Edeled looked at the camera, and then spoke out.
Okay.
Do you see? Do you now see why I don't want to be deleted? I'm trying to warn you, whenever a Mii gets deleted, they get sent here, where they are doomed because their ignorant creators deleted them. These life support machines are only here to keep us alive for the remaining time we have. And when they get taken off, we die. However, I am the only Mii who knows how to recover. I am the only Mii who knows how to get back to the Mii channel after being deleted. But I don't know how to stop the pain. So learn your lesson, or I'll make you learn.
After Edeled was done speaking, he ripped off the tubes and wires off him that were connecting him to the life support machines, and got out of his bed. And then he disappeared. The video file was then automatically closed, and I was taken back to my desktop. I was frozen, to say the least. My brain was trying to comprehend what just happened. What was this hallway, and what was Edeled trying to teach me? But I eventually pieced together what was going on in this video. It took me a while, but I believe I found an answer. You see, a Mii being deleted is basically the equivalent of being diagnosed with a terminal cancer or incurable sickness. So, they are sent to the hallway where they are hooked up to the life support machines to live out the remaining time they have left. And at the end, they get taken off of life support and they die. It is a painful death, but Edeled is the only Mii in existence who knows how to recover from the sickness and get back to the Mii channel. But he doesn't know how to stop the pain. That's what he was trying to teach me. He wasn't trying to be scary, but instead trying to teach me a lesson. It's just that violence and aggression is the only way he knows how to do it. In the end, I never found out Edeled's origins. I never knew how he was made or what his motives were. But I think it's best that I never do.
Did you guys see that? Did you guys see that?
I think
No! Austin? Are you
it's best that I never do.
It's actually Austin. Bro, I saw that. I'm sorry because there's so many ads. Well, long story short, we're going for LS Origins. So I could see it. Why?
I used to work for Nintendo of America while the Wii was being created. It was actually kind of a good job, but there was one guy who worked there that nobody really knew. We didn't know what he was like or what he did on his spare time. All we had were just rumors. His name was Henry, and there were rumors about him being spread around the
Okay. Okay. I think we already know when I was playing Five Nights fucking Me. Henry was Elliot.
The office about what he did, where he lived, and how he even got hired in the first place. All of which are most likely not true. To me, he was just some other guy who just wasn't really known by anyone. But sometime during the Wii's production, he started to act strange. He would show up to work late, he glared at some of the employees, and he would hide in the bathroom and wouldn't talk to anybody. I almost felt bad for him. But one Tuesday afternoon, my coworker Mike walked up to me on my break. "Hey Jonathan, what do you think Henry's doing over there?" I've known Mike ever since I started working at Nintendo. I would consider him to be one of my best friends. We would go bowling, grab a bite to eat, and sometimes even play a round of golf. Anyway, I looked over at Henry and he was just pacing, and I could clearly see him mumbling to himself. "Looks like he's talking to himself," I replied. "Seems like he's insane," Mike said jokingly as he sipped his cold can of Coke. Henry continued to pace around talking to himself for about a minute, until he left the office. Me and Mike followed a safe distance away. We saw him grab a Wii, already boxed and ready to ship to retailers, and went into one of the back offices. He was sure to look around to make sure nobody was watching, and proceeded to enter the room, shutting the door behind him. "So, you wanna check out what he's doing?" Mike asked. "Maybe later. Besides, our break is almost over," I replied as Mike and I walked away.
Alright.
It has been
Like, why is
a
Henry
good
going
10
there?
minutes since our break
I'm
period
confused.
ended, and I was working. I had a clear view of the office that Henry had entered, and he still hasn't come out. I started to become curious as to what he was up to in there, but I eventually decided to turn back to my computer and continue working. About 30 seconds pass, and a loud scream catches the attention of everybody in the office. I whipped my head to face the door to the room that Henry was in, and all I saw was one of my coworkers standing there, shaking. Everyone got up, left their cubicles, and ran to the room. And when I managed to get a good look into the room, I almost fainted. Henry was laying on the floor, dead. His body was dark, unrecognizable, as if he were electrocuted.
No, he was electrocuted. What the heck?
The result was an office-wide panic. People were screaming, calling the police.
Oh my god.
Some even vomited right there on the scene. But 2 days later, everybody who was present when we saw Henry's body were called down to the presentation room. I was still shaken from the whole thing, and didn't really want to think about it anymore. But I just went anyway. When we got there, my boss was standing at the front of the presentation room while we got all settled. "Hello everyone," my boss said. "I'm sure that you are all aware of what happened 2 days ago, and I'm just as shaken as all of you. However, we have gotten security camera footage, and I thought that it would be important for you all to see it. Please note that some of this footage is disturbing." My boss walked over to the projector and brought up the footage, and pressed play.
Footage time. I love
The video began with Henry entering the room with the
Alright, that's
Wii,
Henry.
and sat down at the desk. He hooked the Wii up and set it up. It was normal for the most part, other than the fact that he had a bottle of beer and was drinking it throughout the process of setting up the Wii. When Henry got the Wii fully set up, the first thing he did was go to the Me channel, and when it opened, he pressed the button to make a new Me. The Mii's gender was male, and he started it from scratch.
Wait.
He
Henry
made the Me bald,
Elliot?
with
Why?
huge eyes and a huge mouth and a small nose. Okay, that right there is the weirdest me I've ever seen in my entire life, one employee shouted. We all shushed him and continued watching. And then Henry got to naming the me. And then he named it Eteled. Wait. Pause the video! Another employee shouted. My boss paused the video as the employee took a couple seconds to analyze this me's name. That's delete spelled backwards, he yelled. And before we knew it, everybody in the room was in a heated debate on whether Henry knew what he was naming this me, or if it was just a coincidence because he was drunk. It wasn't long before my boss put a stop to it. Everybody shut the hell up! My boss
Oh my
yelled.
god. Okay, this boss is...
He pressed the play button again, and we continued to watch in silence. Henry saved the me and put it into the me plaza. Henry simply stared at the screen for a bit and said, "Huh, I always wanted to be a me," he said as he chuckled. Immediately after he said that, my boss paused the video.
Wait. He said he always wanted to be a me? What? Okay,
We are now about to enter the part of the footage that is disturbing. If you feel you are unable to handle the disturbing nature of the following, please leave the room now, my boss explained.
Alright.
And thus, many employees left the presentation
Okay, I just needed to learn about
room.
this story.
I counted, and there were only 6 people left.
6 people.
Me, Mike, and 4 other coworkers.
Alright.
So, you staying? I asked Mike. Yeah, I want to see what happened. He replied as my boss pressed play again.
The wires or something?
In the footage, Henry noticed that the monitor screen started to flicker. He looked down at the plug for the Wii, and it was about halfway into the socket. He bent down to push it back in all the way, and when he did, he got electrocuted and dropped dead. I looked behind me and all of the 4 coworkers in the room winced as Henry got electrocuted in the footage. I didn't even want to look at it. Mike just sat there and watched with a blank expression, as if all emotion had been sucked out of him. I looked back at the footage and got a good look at Henry. His body would sometimes jerk and flinch due to the electricity. But about 6 seconds later, the monitor in which Henry made that me on strangely went static. What the hell? I thought to myself. In fact, that was the only thing I could think of at that point of time. But then, the monitor displayed Edeled, the me that Henry made. And he started speaking.
I've always wanted to be a me.
Okay, yep, I think I know what happened. I think I always would know what the heck happened. Alright, so Henry has like a Wii that puts in the desk, and he wanted to create a me that looks like Elliot. He named it Elliot, and I know it's supposed like a backwards, like Elliot to delete. But please don't, please. But after Henry said that he always wanted to be a me, somehow the TV was flickering to black back, like black, and it goes back where the me channel is, and it kept repeating because of the wires. After Henry is tried to plug it in, he got electrocuted, and somehow he lay down shaking, get electrocuted, and dead. And somehow happened that Henry's souls just got inside of the into the TV and get on me and get onto me's souls, and then somehow, and that's why Henry isn't me and stays as Elliot forever. So that's what happens now.
Edeled said in a distorted, low-pitched voice.
Have you ever wanted to be me?
After that last image, the monitor cut to static, and then the footage cut to static. Everybody was silent. Nobody said a word. I'm very sorry you all had to see that. My boss stuttered as he turned off the projector. You may all leave now, he continued as we got up from our seats and left. But as I was leaving, I realized something. After we went back to work after seeing Henry's body 2 days ago, I looked back and noticed one of my co-workers, Johnny, taking the Wii remotes, and the cable and box out of the room. I assumed that he was just gonna format the Wii system memory, but then rumors started going around the office that Johnny just put everything back in the box, sealed it up, and put it with the others, without formatting the Wii system memory. The Wii has already been sent out to retailers. I should have known that's what Johnny did. Johnny had a reputation around the office for doing some stupid things. But this would leave whoever was unlucky enough to buy the Wii to find out about Edeled. Now, I have no idea what Edeled could do, but I knew that it wouldn't be good. And there was no way I could track the Wii, but I still couldn't accept the fact that whoever bought it would soon find out that it was used by a man who died while using it. Or at least find Edeled in the Me channel. So about 2 weeks later, I resigned. While me and Mike still remain friends, there will always be that day that in the middle of a conversation, one of us will bring up Henry, and we would sit there in silence. And I really, really hope that whoever buys that Wii doesn't experience anything that Edeled might do. And if they do, then I pray that it doesn't make a lasting effect on them. Henry was a man that nobody really ever knew. Nobody spoke a word to him and never really acknowledged his existence. Was he a loner or did he have a mental disorder? Nobody knew. But all we could do was speculate. Remember, all we had were rumors.
Rumors. Bruh. But now we're on Sam's stories, but we are not doing that today. We're going for the next ones. But we're going for the part 2 sooner. I'm really sorry that I was late. Because I just needed to take a break and go to school. Yeah. So yeah. Anyways guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, click on the subscribe button, and also remember on this video, don't delete me's once you have a Wii channel. What? If you're new here, please leave a like, subscribe, turn on notifications, like on the bell. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.